Hey folks, how's it going? So Gachapin decided to bring a couple of gifts this way during the roulette, and I also managed to finish farming a couple of Mugen swords. So there are a couple corrections I need to make to the guild operation video, because there might be a few changes here and there. First thing first, let's start by looking at the new characters, first one being Christmas Cane. He should be mostly a burst unit, 4 hit, 5 damage to a foe, 20% boost to caster's charge bar, activates up to 3 times based on the number of buffs. It takes 15 buffs for this to activate 3 times, so I don't think we're going to use this unless we want to run with the Freyer chain. Still, second skill brings a boost to crit rate, damage cap and echo, which is always nice. And the third one extends fire ally buff duration, excluding 1 turn buffs. Might be decent, might want to try him out for some Nightmare 95 shenanigans. Boost to CA damage and CA cap based on the number of buffs, add 15 or more, double charge attack, that is just 3 random buffs. If you're going with charge attack comps, I'm afraid he's still not going to cut it. If we're going with charge attack comps, it's going to be for the Nightmare 150s and 200, and we will likely need more defensive stuff. Still, wind damage reduction and dispel cancel at battle start might be pretty useful as a backline passive. Then we have the little star of this show, the one character who is going to have to carry my ass throughout the entire thing. So Zeta comes in with an unworldly fire damage to a foe, 30% boost to her own charge bar, and damage mitigation to fire allies until the end of the turn. To special CA damage cap against foes with Arves Vermare. Per skill, Furious Resonance, Crimson Wheel to caster, and Uplift. Crimson Wheel consumes up to 40% of the charge bar at the start of the turn attack to gain effects based on the amount of charge bar consumed. Guaranteed triple attack, Echo, hit to defense and attack stackable, as well as Dispel, lasts for 5 turns too, and the Uplift should help a little bit keeping this thing up. Not sure how good she's going to be for burst, since a couple of turns this might already got down with the Echo Chain, but we'll have to try her out and see. Second skill, 5 damage to a foe, boost to caster's attack and defense, stackable, based on flame tip level, hit number increases and additional buffs, up to 6 times. That's nice. And this also gives her a double strike. Third skill, 5 damage to a foe, Harvest Vermare, 20% boost to caster's charge bar. When the bar is at 100% or higher, changes in Harvest Fugue. 3 hit damage to a foe, up from the single one. Vermare, sharp boost to attack against a foe with Harvest Vermare for 1 hit. When the charge bar is below 100%, charge changes back to Prelude. Her maximum charge bar is 200%, starts at 100, so she starts with Fugue already. At the end of the turn, when the bar is 100% or higher, Echo 1 time and 1 turn cut to skill cooldowns. But she can only use the charge attack when the bar is at 200. Still, 1 turn cut to skill cooldowns means that Crimson Wheel is just going to be permanent, as long as you can keep the charge bar up. Lastly, Serious Light doesn't consume Salted Wound upon dealing skill damage, that's fine. For every 3 triple attacks by fire allies, 5 damage to a foe, 20% boost to charge bar, and raises flame tip leveled by 1 up to a maximum of 5. And she also gets a boost to attack, damage cap and charge bar gain, based on level. For her EMPs, of course I gave her a ring as soon as I saw her. But crit, attack, skill cap, and most importantly, charge bar gain up should be the first ones. Double attack shouldn't matter, since she should always have guaranteed triple attack, and the CA damage cap I'm not actually sure. With her eating up 40% charge bar every single turn, it might be a little bit difficult to get her to do a charge attack. Her mastery bonuses, just skill cap, a little bit of defense, of course supplemental damage, but 9 is the highest I could get, and that's the permanent mastery bonuses. If I had to keep picking stuff up, I would probably go for even more defense. Again, Dispel on normal attack, as well as double strike, means she's likely going to be really good for the Nightmare 150s and the Nightmare 200s as well, as it's either her or Fro. And speaking of Fro, I know we've just gotten the 5-star uncap for Elanan, and he's pretty good as well. It's just that Elanan is mostly going to be used for burst, while Fro, if she has a slot, she's mostly going to be used for the Nightmare 150s and 200s. And when it comes to the unit and fight, usually for the EX Plus I get around 100, 120 million, rarely go above that. The Nightmare 95, which is where Alanan or an Alanan comp would shine, it's only for one day and I usually get around 300 millions in here. Then we have one round with 150, which is usually around 400 to 450. And lastly, we have 2 days of Nightmare 200s, in which I usually do between 600 to 800 millions. This is the amount of honors I've been farming for the past year. This is where Alanan would shine, this is where Fro would shine. So I think I would rather uncap Fro and have her ready for the Nightmare 200 full autos compared to Alanan. Another good reason to uncap Alanan would also be if I were to trade raids with my crewmates, but that's not something I usually do. So there we go with the Kiss of the Devil. You know, it's normally pretty damn fun to just run raids alongside your crewmates, and it's also a pretty fast way to gain honors crew-wide, but my crew is mostly a tier A and slack one, so I'm left to mostly just solo full auto my Nightmare 200s, which is why I see a bit more value into uncapping my Kiss of the Devil, and later on uncapping Fro as well. I think I should be pretty close here too. Oh, she's missing one domain level. This isn't even much, this is something I will likely farm in between today and tomorrow. Okay, so let's start from the OTK. These used to be the characters, these used to be the grid, but there are a couple of improvements we can make to this grid, mostly because we're not really using these. So first one can go for an Extinction Blade, and second one can go for the Kiss of the Devil. And summons look fine. Well, down to 4% before counters. And with these two already capping, the grid changes don't really mean much. Still, this can be a little bit of a base setup for the next experiment as well. Now, what if I wanted to try going to 2-chain? Because 2-chain means one of these has to come out, and it's probably going to be sealed at this point. We're leaving Idsmir with the extra CA damage and CA cap, but if we swap her out, it's likely just going to be for Nedza. But we are 11% off from a 2-chain. And yeah, he's only down to 3.7 millions. I guess we can maybe try Anderson, but I'm pretty sure Anderson is going to do worse than Nedza. Same damage, still 11. That kind of sucks. I don't think there's any other character who can replace these two. A little bit worse too, 14% or 2.6. So we're going down and down. 2-chain sadly looks a little bit out of reach. And if I can't do 2-chain, I'm pretty sure I won't be able to go down to 0, even with Zeta. Nagashi needs a button too, and I have no way of giving her guaranteed through attack. Okay. And I'm really not sure, but I guess we can see. Okay, I honestly expected worse. Down to 37%, just normal attacks. Maybe one button, Bab's normal attack, might actually do it. Oh yeah, Babs takes off half of this. But this is one click. And if things are like this, then I think any other character replacing these two should already be more than enough. In this case, Babs should also get the Aphrodite skin. Let's take out skill Q as well. The skill Q also takes a little bit of time to play. So with the exception of having to select the Huanglong once again, this is as fast as a summon plus normal attack would go. Just doing a few rotations to get the timing. So we can even just pick up from the moment the audio kicks in, the moment the audio kicks in, to the moment the audio kicks in. And this is 13 seconds, this is 13 seconds 42, and this is 14 seconds. So it's one raid every 13 to 14 seconds. On the other side, this would be the speed for a 3 chain. See, there's a little bit of waiting at the start due to the charge attack lockout, which is the main reason why I would want to go down to a 2 chain, because one extra charge attack should add about 3.5 to 4 seconds to this timer, and this is 11 seconds 23, 12 seconds 36, and 13 seconds. Fourth one 10 seconds and 58. So sadly, it does look like 3 chains, even with lockout, is still faster than summon and normal attack. And I'm afraid using buttons, if you do like Berserker with the Echo Chain, it's likely going to be the exact same thing. Let's try it. Yeah, grid shouldn't change, it doesn't really matter all that much. But what matters is that we have full arsenal as our only full auto skill. Percent, but we have counters, so we should be fine here. 24 million total with 8 million from MC, 8 million from Neza. That was to be expected and that's pretty damn good. And 5.1 from Kumbira. Zeta sadly needs a button to do her thing, so might be a bit too early for this sort of stuff. So we go from 12.19, bad, 12 seconds, 12.25, 12.25, 12.25, just down to the frame. 3 fights, 12.25, down to the same exact frame. That's actually quite impressive. Let's move on to the Nightmare 95s and see if this can be improved. Mana Library Echo Chain, Tien, Zeta, UL or Beatrix replacing Zeta, but still dealing very similar amounts of damage. So let's start by bringing Zeta in here, the grand one. This looks okay.
私の弾丸は彼方まで届く。火のを引く星屑、満点より来たれ。なめんな。火力全開で行くわよ。
There we go, that's a little bit better.
そこだね。そこ。ここはまだ私たちの終わりじゃない。ここだ。そこ。聖夜に喧嘩はご法度だぜ。
Yeah, we're getting a little bit closer. This is going a little bit better. 170 millions. 69. Nice. From MC. This is with the mana tour actually working. Came down to 7 million because he didn't even triple attack himself. Jesus. I don't know. I think I would still much rather have UL in here. Might not be the fastest one, might not be the most optimal, but I also get to run with my favorite characters, so... This might actually just be the best I can do. 131 million on turn 1. And Zeta's nuke doesn't kill either. That's a 4 million nuke too. 186. 70.7 from MC. Most of the damage was just from MC and the Leviathan Minnow. But still, 186 millions with UL and Zeta. 173 with Kane and Zeta. There's also a little bit of a chance that this might get to one turn, even if it's a lot of clicks. Still, I don't think I want to change anything from here. This was the best performing team I could find last time, and I also went through Zerker and Luchadors, so I think I might be ready for the first few days. When it comes to the later teams, 150s, 200s, I will just have to wait and see what the bosses are actually going to do. But I do have a little bit of hope that when it comes to the 200s, I'll just be able to run maybe Lumberjack or Necromancer as MC and run Zeta, Athena and Fro in the team. So from here until the United fight, maybe during the interlude as well, I'll try and catch up with the second weapon here, as well as see if I can get Fro up to 5-star. If I feel like farming the world a little bit, I might even be able to get her 4th skill. Until then, thanks a lot for watching. I hope your United 5 preparations went a lot better than mine, and I'll be streaming the preliminaries once I actually wake up, so feel free to come by and say hello. If you also need some help or some questions answered, I've got a Discord link in the description, and you can just feel free to join. There's some pretty cool people in here. So again, good luck for the United fight, and see you around soon. Ciao!